10:15 showing?
There's no room in 10:15. There's no room in 10:15. Someone came in and said go to theater 6. You're going to move up 10:15 and it's 3D.
People in the movie to the next theater.
When the clock strikes heavy and there's no time for tea.
I gotta get down the line.
Alright guys, I'm going to give you my review on The Finest Hours in just a few minutes, but I just want to let you guys know what happened at the theater. Because in the very beginning of the video, you guys did see a group of angry parents there. This is what I heard. So it's true. It's basically true because this is what I heard, but I'm going to tell you. Kung Fu Panda 3 is all the movie that people were there for. The movie started at 9:30, the first showing started at 9:30, and the theater didn't open until 10. So you have a group of people waiting outside the theater, a line of people waiting outside the theater for the movie theater to open at 10. I have the picture, I'll show it to you guys in a second. And since the people who bought tickets to the 9:30 showing, the theater wasn't open until 10, so the movie was already started at the time that they opened the theater. And they basically moved those people for the 9:30 showing so they could still watch the movie. They moved them to a sold out show at 10:15, and some people got there and they did not get their seat. The reason why is because they moved the people that purchased the 9:30 tickets to the 10:15 showing. So, you know, they moved them there, and a lot of people basically got refunded back their money, and some kid got his birthday ruined. And yeah, the theater did not think this through. And I did check the show times for tomorrow, Sunday, and let me just say the showing for the 9:30 showing for tomorrow is almost sold out. So either they're gonna have to open the theater early, or they're gonna have to give full refunds back. But I'll show you the picture. And you know, I told my friend about this. I told him what theater so he could search it up. Then he found it on Instagram. He found a photo of someone who experienced it. It's mostly because the manager wasn't there at the at 9 when the movie started, since it opened at 10. And here's the picture of the people. So yeah, another thing that I just want to share to you guys about this is that a little kid's birthday party got ruined because of this crap. Apparently him and his dad and his 8 friends all went to go watch Kung Fu Panda 3 for his birthday. And they had everything planned out, because I believe that, I'm not sure where they're planning to go, but they obviously had the whole day planned out. And it got ruined because of this stupid situation. But I'm sorry, that's just how it worked out. It's bad luck, probably. I don't know. Alright guys, so last review before I get my haircut, but I know, but I had to print my tickets at the kiosk because not even the box office was open. Heck, even the ticket taker wasn't there, and that was 20 minutes after the theater opened. But this day's just gonna scar the theater for years, mostly because I had to give back refunds, but that's on theater. That's none of my business. And I have nothing to do with that, thankfully. But a water bottle over here. But anyways, Finest Hours is based on a true story that happened around February 1952. It stars Chris Pine, Casey Affleck, and Ben Foster. The story basically centers in a group of men, I want to say 32 to 34 men, that are in this boat until the boat literally cuts in half after this huge disaster that happens. Some lives were taken because of this, and you know, one half of the ship sinks, the other half is just remain floating over there with the men who survived. The men who survived have to basically go through all these crazy waves that hit them in order to survive and go back home. But you know, they're in the middle of nowhere. Literally, they're just in the middle of nowhere. And in order to get them back home, they sent over Chris Pine to go rescue these men to get back home. But it's not guaranteed, because even Chris Pine says in the movie, it's basically a suicide mission. So they have a chance, but at the same time, it's not guaranteed that you could get back home. And you know, this film was just great. I just really liked this movie. The first act was a bit slow, mostly because of the romance between Chris Pine and his fiancée in the film. It was basically a romantic story in the first half, but it didn't really affect the film that much, because right going into the second half, that's where all the action starts, that's where all the good stuff starts. And we have good acting, a good script, good directing. We have great special effects too. Special effects really good, actually. It's just amazing how they did these special effects with these men trying to survive, you know, not to die. And you know, they did such a great job with the special effects. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. And this movie is rated PG-13, so unusual for a Disney movie. But this movie does center around the Disney true story films like Saving Mr. Banks and all that. It's basically in that type of series of films. And, you know, this movie does have 58 on Rotten Tomatoes. I do not think it deserves it. I think it deserves at least a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. Because 59%, even though it needs one more percentage to go to fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, I think it deserves more. Because I remember when I first checked the score, I believe it was on Monday, it had 20%. I'm like, ooh, that's a little too low. But it went up and it progressed a little bit. But then it just went back to Rotten. Yesterday it was at fresh with 60%. But this movie was overall impressive, even though the first half was a bit slow. And I did not see this movie in 3D, mostly because all the theaters around me had weird scheduling times for the 3D, but that's okay. For those of you guys who did see it in 3D or IMAX 3D, please let me know what you guys thought about the 3D experience with this film. And one thing that I wished is whenever the waves hit inside the boat or anything like that, like whenever it hit a person or somebody got hurt in the boat with the things that were inside, they just happened too fast. And I wish they could have just put a little slow motion into it so you could see it more. And for people who paid for 3D, so they could have more effect added to the 3D. Because it just went by fast, the waves and all that. But it was a great film. Overall, I think it should at least get some type of Oscar recognition next year at the Oscars. At least the best special effects, because it really deserves it. And you know, going to these recliner theaters really made it a lot better. I was just reclining back and forth, because the last time I went to a recliner theater was at the Good Dinosaur. That same exact theater. But, you know, great movie. Overall, I was going to rate this movie an 8 out of 10, but, you know, I'm just going to say I liked it and I had fun. I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10, mostly because I do think that the first half was slow, and that rounds up to a B, a solid B. And this movie's just such a great film. Overall, 3 great films in January, right along to Finest Hours and Kung Fu Panda 3. If I were to rank them, Finest Hours, right along to, and Kung Fu Panda 3, they were a bit better. But yeah, Finest Hours, what did you think about it? Did you watch it in IMAX 3D? Did you watch it in Real D 3D or whatever? But let me know what you guys thought of the Finest Hours. And anyways, like always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye.